Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by the Gaslight.
We are entering the spring season, and that means we are all busy running kids to sporting events or busy with outside choring. During this busy season, we don't have time to cook, so let our friends at the Gaslight feed you. Whether you're looking for appetizers and sandwiches or their delicious tavern-style pizzas, let the Gaslight feed you tonight. Even if you aren't busy, the weather is just right to get back outside. Venture up to 4th Street in Huntingburg and see our friends at the Gaslight. Don't forget about their bar catering services or fundraisers offered by the Gaslight either.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchmen. Yeah, yeah. The Wandering Dutchmen. Yeah, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wandering Dutchman podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge, nestled right here in the southwest part of DuBois County. Our show today is brought to you by our friends up there at the Gaslight on 4th Street in Huntingburg, historic 4th Street in Huntingburg. We're in the lounge here on a little, it's Sunday in real time, but in podcast time, happy Friday to you. To those early morning watchers, shout out and salute to you getting the show in before the sun comes up. We always appreciate it. The rest of you, if you're listening there in the old Cube Farm or wherever you may be listening, just know today is Friday, and hopefully that means your week is done. We are here. Hopefully you enjoyed Wednesday's show. In podcast time, this is Good Friday. And what happens after the Easter holiday is a bunch of world-class runners get together in Boston for a little thing called the Boston Marathon. And our buddy Chase Bland has been diligently training and working. And I ran into a friend of the program, Brother Tyler Nelson, over there at T-Ball.
He's been getting after it, too.
Ryan had T-Ball, first T-Ball game of the YMCA slate this past Friday or Saturday.
Old dot ball, huh?
And I ran into Tyler, and we talked for a little bit. Tyler's also got a little bit of running on his own going on right now. He was going up to run Carmel and see how he could do. He felt like his time wouldn't quite be Boston qualifying time, but he said he's gotten better as a runner. So maybe there's another one, hopefully someday, trains for Boston. We haven't forgot about our buddy Chase, the only sponsored Wondering Dutchman athlete. And I'm sure we'll reach out to him this week to talk to him a little bit. But Tyler said he is fast right now.
Yeah.
And he's been really getting after it. So
every day.
So we, our buddy Chase, we salute you, pal. Take a little bit of Holland to Boston. If you got a chance, throw a little tea in the harbor for our brother Smoke.
From Holland to Heartbreak.
Yeah, and then go up there and, man, just enjoy it. Enjoy the experience, run like hell, and then celebrate like hell because that's a huge accomplishment.
Yes, sir.
So ran into Tyler, and I wanted to make sure I led with that on this Friday episode, especially as we get close to the Boston Marathon. Unfortunately, there is no chance that any of us would have been able to make the travel arrangements.
Absolutely not.
Because I'm sure we probably got a baseball. I know we have a baseball game on Monday. And then, obviously wife, kids, and other responsibilities. But, yeah, we're there in spirit. We may have to talk to Chase and see if he'd come into the new reformatted lounge, have a couple of PBRs because that's what we paid him.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And talk shop about it. I think that'd be good.
Well, post-race rundown.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Good play on words there. But we'll be rooting for you, buddy. Tyler said he was going to send us a lot of pictures and updates and other things. But we're I was going to say big fella. Big fella in heart, not in stature.
Right.
But we're excited for him. Certainly excited for him. So what are we looking forward to here as in podcast time? It'll be Easter weekend.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be some good eating here somewhere, so I'm looking forward to that. I think in podcast time, it was probably a beautiful week, and in real time, looking like we may not luck out so much for the weather for the weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
But it changes every day.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like 79 and 11% chance on Friday. Saturday's a wash.
Yeah.
But then Sunday, Easter Sunday, 24% chance of rain, high of 80.
Oh, nice.
Well, maybe it will be nice.
Never
Yeah.
know.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
You might be able to play golf today in podcast time.
I hope
Bet you're
so. That'd
considering
be
it in real time.
that'd be great.
Hopefully we can make that work. What about
Oh, the resort doesn't close.
you? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a 24/7, 365.
You got too much PTO, don't you? Didn't you have to burn some?
Well, there's a little gift basket coming in June that's gonna maybe eat up some time. and
Yeah.
That's true.
Kind of selfishly, I may save it for some other things. But no, it's I mean, I'm playing, and I would have already played on Monday. You know, maybe if I work diligently, maybe there's a chance I can sneak
All
out.
right. All right.
Well, probably not, because Good Friday Mass is 3:00, so
Oh, that's right.
that may be a little bit tough. But
Yeah.
be with you guys in spirit as you do play.
I don't know if I'm playing.
We should play in the morning, and then you can just go to work late.
To then turn around and leave at 2:00 to go to church. Hey, good seeing you guys. Yep, on the way. Got to get out there to mass. But yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. We'll probably and we're celebrating Zoe girl's birthday.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it was in real time. It was on Saturday, so I got a 7-year-old in the house. But you know, family's going to be in, so we're going to
Sure.
celebrate again there on that Saturday. So
Good, good.
tomorrow.
We're going to the Schnitz Easter Sunday for our annual buffet experience. So I'm looking forward to that. With Justine, unfortunately, does have to work Easter Sunday, so she won't be there, but she'll be there in spirit. But I'm going with all of her family and my family and go over there and destroy that hot bar
Heck yeah.
and the salad bar.
You think when you walk in there that they know to
No.
fire up they serve that many people?
Yeah.
The resort does it. I think it'd be neat to experience, but the resort, I think they do it in the dome. They do Easter brunch in the dome.
We looked at that. They were the prices for that was broadcasting on the display for one of the concerts that we went up to that time, and it was crazy how much that cost. But I'm sure it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, it is good quality. Good quality. Do you guys do plastic eggs or you do hard boiled
Both.
for the Easter bunny?
We always do hard boiled, but there's normally some plastic ones out there with some, Easter Bunny Nora drops off some goodies too, but probably predominantly hard boiled.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Strictly plastic.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
We've always done it where the Easter bunny hides the hard boiled eggs, and then they become our favorite deviled eggs for
That's right.
lunch or dinner.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm telling you, by the way, folks at home, if you haven't done it, should have talked about it on Wednesday, but our buddies over at Merkley's, go buy you a whole pit ham, and you take that whole pit ham and you put it on your smoker at about 225, 250. You're only going to warm it up to 140, but you find you a nice glaze to put on there. After it's cooked for about 2 hours, I've done it. This is the probably third year because I did it today for the mother-in-laws. Like, it can't beat it.
Really?
It's juicy. It's delicious. It's got this little bit of smoky flavor to it. The rind's got the nice kind of sweet, because I use barbecue sauce, brown sugar, and pineapple juice.
Mm-hmm.
And the pineapple juice happened to go to a couple breakfast drinks this morning.
So, baby.
boy.
Well, I was up early getting it on, and then
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Good for you.
that too. And then school-wise,
All right.
had some school stuff to do. So I've been running since about 7 a.m.
Mom does some stuff with pineapple, but then I don't know if she's probably going to tell me I'm wrong, but I think maybe something to do with Coca-Cola too, like maybe a Coke.
Yeah,
that
you could
goes in
use the
there or something.
Coca-Cola and
brown sugar for some shit.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm not a big sweet ham,
Sweet meat.
sweet meat guy.
Oh, I bet you do like sweet meat.
But I've
That
done
raccoon that came out from
yeah,
New Zealand.
but I mean I eat it. You know,
Little
I'm not
furry
gonna.
bastard.
I'm not gonna
That's what the raccoon said. Too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bitch about it. I'm still gonna eat it. But like, what the hell's them heavenly hams? Those spiral cuts from that
Yeah.
place in Evansville. Like everybody, I mean, but that shit's like candy on the outside
Yeah.
of it. Like it's like crunchy sugar.
Yeah, this isn't.
Don't care for
This isn't that way. It doesn't. I mean, it gets.
I'd say with that barbecue sauce, though, I mean, I bet that's damn good.
Well, it's Sweet Baby Ray's, so
Yeah.
you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Can't beat
That's
it.
right.
But just another holiday to cook.
Yeah.
I am jealous and envious of those guys that know how to cook,
Mm.
them old timers, because that's a heck of it. I don't know where you develop that skill or ability. I guess it just over time you get
Trial
good
and
at it.
error.
But I'm jealous of it because, there's some guys when you hear, hey, so-and-so's cooking, you're like, yep,
I'm
be
going.
good. Yeah, that'll be good. So, anything else?
No, nothing big, I don't think.
Got to get my dock cleaned up. I lost the dock. Did I tell you that?
No.
Did we talk about that?
No.
Yeah. So that would have been, I don't know what day it was. Last weekend, I guess it was. Eleanor woke up, coming upstairs all freaking out, calling, screaming. And I was like, what's wrong, honey? What's wrong? And she said, Dad, the dock's gone. She said the tree, there's a big ass tree uprooted and fell right across the one with the stools on it.
Yeah.
And it just ripped the whole front of it off.
Really?
Yeah. So now the tree's in the water, the dock's all busted up, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably end up getting see if I can find a telehandler or something to get out there, and because I don't really feel like I'm going to be very good in a boat to work on it, but try to get that thing fixed and re-erected, I guess.
This is a dumb question. Maybe not. But, I mean, they literally just build docks by you set the post, you drive the post somehow down, right? Like, most docks are built when you build your lake. But, like, in your situation, you're just going to put a floating dock out there?
I don't like floaters. But, yeah, no, sonic tubes. They'll use sonic tubes, those big cardboard wax. They're waxy coated.
Yeah.
And they drive those down into the mud, and then you can pump the water out of your sonotube and then fill it full of concrete, like for a pylon type stuff. But
pylon or pylene?
Well, I don't know. I've always just called it pylon.
I thought pylon was what was on the end zones for football.
I don't know. Good question. No idea. But yeah, no, either that or just pump the water down so you can reset your posts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because that's how I would think you would do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big job.
I know. I'm not looking forward to it.
This is a little bit old and out of date, but what was the update on the count from the list, the honeydew list the other weekend?
Oh yeah,
what are you talking about?
The 100 things. It was 9 things.
Yeah.
How many of the 9 did you get done?
All of them.
Really? I lost that one. I was
all of
for
them.
3.
Yeah, no, I got it all done like the first day.
Nice. Good work.
That Saturday, I knocked them all out.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, yeah, because the girls are moved in and
nice.
The bathroom's done. Shelves are hung. The only thing I'm waiting on now is those transition strips I told her that I was not doing.
Yeah. Let the professionals handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Transition strips
to go from tile to the vinyl floor.
Oh,
and there's where that tile pad's at when you walk in from the pool.
Yeah.
That's like 3/8 of an inch difference between that and the vinyl. And I had to buy like a 4-in-1 transition, but it's got to have miters in it, on the corners. And I told them some bitches, those 4-in-1 strips with the metal track and everything, them things are like $60-$70 a piece.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to go hacking it up and screwing it up. So I told her that I'd just soon wait till our
Dave is available.
Jose can come over and finish it.
I didn't know you changed your name, Dave.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, it's all part of it.
But yeah, no, I found some motivation to get that done. So.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's good. Sun's shining. That helps everybody. Hey, before we get into it, I bet these boys are busy over there. Hopf Outdoor Power.
We've been saying for a while now that grass mowing season is upon us. If you went out to the shed and last year's mower is now destined for a quick sale on Marketplace, you need to head to Hopf Outdoor Power for your next mower. Good news, they're having the Ultimate Cub Cadet Sales Event going on now through May 15th. Head over to Hopf Outdoor Power today, and happy shopping.
All right, big fella.
Well, went on a big trip. Went on a little. I did some driving.
Grief.
I know. I'm really struggling today. Kind of.
Is it today or is it
lately?
Okay.
Yeah, strokey. My topic says, take notes, Indiana. The difference in the roadways once you cross our southern border is mind-boggling.
Okay.
And I think it's because, I don't know why it's because, but I would only assume that it's because of their tax base and how they, do things with their roads and whatever. But I don't know. Like, it was wild on 69 when you cross the Twin Bridges up and, and then getting over to I-64 coming east up here to home. It really makes you appreciate the nicer roads down in Kentucky. Like, they were all not screwed up.
Some of that stretch that you would have been on is new, though, like in the last handful of years.
Probably. But it was nice.
Well, Kentucky spends money on roads and bridges instead of education or other things, like maybe their budget. I don't know that. That's a joke.
But honestly, the realistic
teachers are going to
pretty good listener base in Kentucky.
Yeah, teachers are going to come at me and say they don't pay us enough in Indiana either. I get it. I feel your plight.
Not only was the roads what I was thinking of, but the lights, big lights over top of their overpasses and interchanges.
Oh,
Those, like, they have them down in Alabama too. Like when we travel to that shithole, like whenever you're on the interstate and stuff like that, you get to those big interchanges and there's just those. I mean, I bet you them sumbitches are 100 feet tall.
yeah.
And they're just full of lights, and they put 2 or 3 of them in a clover leaf, and that way you can kind of see where the exit's at, what's going on and everything like that. And I don't know. There's not very many of those in Indiana like here, you know what I mean? Like if you're over here on 231 coming from Dale and you want to get back on 64 to go west to the Holland exit, how many times have you missed that or almost missed that? Because it's
kind of a blind corner.
Well, yeah, and it's
Or not
pitch
blind
black. Like it's right over on the other side of the overpass, and it is just pitch ass black, and you can't see nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I think those lights I noticed, the roads I noticed, and being a road worker here in Indiana, just kind of makes you notice things about stuff like that. And they had like deforesters or like mulchers, I guess you would say. Like they were cleaning forestry mulchers. They were cleaning up the sides of the interstates, really, pruning them babies.
Here's what
back.
I don't understand, and this you had talked about it a couple weeks ago about all the Bradford pears blooming.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Janelle and I were going through there not too long after that, and it's really noticeable. But the people that want you to cut all them down, why are we not doing it? Like, why is our own state and conservation efforts not doing that to mulch them down?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I told Janelle, I was like, they'll send you an ad that, hey, trimming your trees, trim this one down at the bottom. But then you'll run right up and down that interstate, and you're like,
oh my God. How much did they spend on that little ad campaign?
Yeah.
Could have just had somebody
send a couple
running the mulcher down the highway.
Yeah. Send a couple jailbirds down through there with well, never mind. You don't want to put chainsaws in criminals' hands, I guess.
We'll give them little hacksaws.
Yeah, like little hand saws. Man, that'd be tough, wouldn't it?
That would be tough. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know, when we travel, you take note. It's kind of funny when you're back there by Brother Shirley's neck of the woods, where it goes from Warwick County into Du Bois.
I know.
And you're like, exactly where you're at.
Yep.
But
it's kind of like over here too, on Zor when you're coming from stand.
Oh yeah,
you hit
to
that
Pike County
transition too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I guess it's just one of those things. I don't know.
I know we're not political or anything like that, but Justine said, "You know why that is?" And she said, "Why?" She goes, "Because their governor's a Democrat."
Oh,
I was like, "What? That makes no sense." Which, by the way, is Brashears? Is he the governor now?
Yes,
in Kentucky. His uncle.
Is that who that is?
Yeah,
I'll be damned.
His uncle lived right next door to the place we stayed this weekend.
Drove through his yard a couple times.
Yeah, he come up and talked to us about the limo.
Don't close the hood on that.
Yeah, goddamn, let me look at that son of a bitch. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know what Brashears' background is, where he came from, or what.
They said that this elderly couple, they used to snowbird, but they used to be in Texas.
Yeah.
And then they weathered a really bad hurricane this last however many years ago, and they were like, yeah, piss on that, we're done going down there. So they just stay up here full time now, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, where you go out in Kentucky there, it gets cold.
Oh, yeah.
But
hell yeah, it does.
I don't know if they get
It's a nice, serene little point they're on, though. That'd be a nice place to spend your time.
Yeah.
I think I've got Janelle convinced that we'll go spend our summers in Michigan, do the bookends of the seasons here in Indiana, and then we'll have something down there in that swamp hole.
Awesome.
Now we don't have
I hope you do.
we don't have the finances for it, but
I hope you do.
it's
Just
a great
gotta
dream.
good grief, will it into existence or whatever.
That's kind of what I was doing, because we were talking about it for some reason, and she was like, I always thought, because I told her, I was like, I guess I could do Florida. Like I could, you don't necessarily got to be on the beach, but if you could find a nice, because I know what it was. I was talking about like Florida retirement communities.
Oh,
Not like bad, like old retirement.
Right.
Like you live on like 2 or 3 golf courses and it has a clubhouse and it has, those kind of establishments that they have.
book clubs.
Fraternal Order of Eagles has a retirement community in Bradenton, Florida, or something like that.
Really?
Huh.
When
That's
I was a member up there in Brazil, that was my retirement dreams, to retire there at the Eagles.
Oh my God.
Well, they
That would be kind of neat though, as a retirement deal. 3 or 4 different golf courses.
Well, and that's what I
kinda
told
hop
her.
around.
Because I think it was Corn Ferry Tour, who's coming to French Lick in October for the Corn Ferry Tour Championship, presented by United Leasing and Finance. They were at the Landing in Savannah, Georgia, and that is like a golf community kind of setup. But I was talking to somebody else, and they were like, "Yeah, everybody's got golf carts. They go over and see their friends. They go do this. They go do that." And I told like you could buy a place at that swamp, and it would be great, but you really wouldn't have that sense of community. It'd just be
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Now you'd get to know some locals and other things like that.
Yeah.
But some of those areas are all touristy. Yeah,
some of those locals too.
they are. But
Isn't that wild though too, that some of the most beautiful places that you could ever go to, when you get 5 minutes away from that, is some of the biggest shitholes you've ever
well,
seen.
you know why that is, don't you?
Cost of living.
Well, the
else.
cost of living's been the value of property has been driven up to a point where
Yeah.
the locals can't afford
You
it.
can't afford it. Exactly.
Well, that was when Janelle and I were on our honeymoon out in Yellowstone,
Oh man.
and the lady that was our waitress for breakfast, I was like, "Hey, are you a local?" She's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What's it like living around?" Because it's a vast. I mean, if you ever been out west, like it's
huge.
It's not a Walmart 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
She's like, hell, I can remember as a kid, it would be an all-day venture to go to Walmart, and you took a trailer with you.
Yeah.
And you loaded that son of a bitch up, and you had 3 or 4 freezers. You had all that other stuff, and I was like, so do you live? She's like, she was kind of embarrassed to say, she's like, I still live with my parents. I was like, oh, cool. Me too. Until like 6 weeks ago, when Janelle and I's house got done. But she's like, I just can't afford to buy anything anywhere.
Oh, I can
because
imagine.
These big and we see it down there. These
Yeah.
big property companies come in and buy it up.
We've looked at getting those magazines, those realty magazines down there, and you're thinking, good God.
Well,
some of
and
those
then-
little dumps are.
So then what happens is like down there, a hurricane will come through and it'll bulldoze
Mhm.
10 of these corporations' houses, and they'll turn around and say, we've got the money out of it. They'll just sell them to somebody else.
Mhm.
We're not going to rebuild 10. It's easier to just make the money for some other sap to come in and do it. That's why they tell you the best time to buy is after a hurricane rolls through,
Yeah.
which is kind of tough.
Anyway, yeah, just thinking about it, traveling from state to state, looking at different things that different states do, like on the roadways, it's kind of interesting.
It is.
So,
Fellas, I got a growing problem at night.
oh,
Your boy here in
mine
the chair.
usually grows in the morning.
Well, that's not an issue either, but that's not a problem. That's a good thing. It means you're healthy.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
I don't know who they are, but we're just going to go with that. I have been falling asleep watching baseball to the extent it has bothered my wife to where the other night, that was last night, she slapped me like, God, turn the damn TV off. I was like, I woke up like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She's like, turn the TV off. I was like, I can't find the damn remote. And, turns out
I was laying on my phone. The remote was on my chest. Light was still on. And so I've been falling asleep watching baseball usually late at night. And it's becoming a real issue. I fell asleep the other night. I don't wear glasses. I've always been a contacts guy. But at night, like I'll get home, especially because allergy and pollen's up. So I'll get my contacts out early. Fell asleep with my glasses on, remote in hand, just laying there sleeping, TV still on. The other night, it was probably 2 or 3 nights ago, I put on like, it's an old TV show on one of the networks that you didn't realize was a real thing. It's called Hunter. And this guy is a cop. He's a former, it's Fred Dyer, former football player, but he's like this tough LA cop. He's got a partner. Like, it's kind of entertaining to watch. Fell asleep. Janelle woke me up. It's like, will you shut that shit off? And I was like, yeah, if I can find the remote. And it's usually on my chest or somewhere there nearby. So I shut it off. And I was like, I wonder how many episodes I watched or played while I was sleeping. And it was like 6. So, and Janelle, she's like, hey, I'm starting to get worried you're burning both ends of the candle. And I was like, it's that time of year. But it's, I don't know if you guys have that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's become a point. Like, I don't know. I think I didn't use my CPAP like 3 nights this week.
Ooh.
Fall asleep, wake up, use it for like an hour maybe.
Hey.
Discovering I don't have it on. She's like, God, you're snoring an awful lot. And I was like, it's because I fall asleep without CPAP on.
I used to do that real bad with that when the recliner was still in the living room. And Justine got really mad at me because I mean, it would sound like somebody was running a chainsaw in the living room whenever I would fall asleep watching TV. And good night, I guess. I'm going to bed by myself again. You know, what was that?
Am I still?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Idiot, you know what I mean? And I was like, I'm sorry, you know, and I just do the same shit. Like I would just watch TV or I'd find an episode of something that I wanted to watch and then wake up at 3:34 in the morning having a dream about dying because I'm actually CPAP, like I'm like
Actually dying. Yeah.
like for real, because I don't have my CPAP on, you know. So yeah, I struggled with that quite a bit. And then when we ditched that, when we got rid of the recliner and like moved everything around in the living room, I don't have that issue anymore now. I just go into bed and, you know, after supper or whatever, go and go back into our bedroom and we'll watch TV or watch a show. But I mean, I can't make it more than 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm toast.
Actually found a couple shows here lately that I've been watching. I'd been out of the show game for a while, but
Yeah. What'd you get into?
Amazon had one that Kevin Bacon produced called The Bondsman.
Oh,
It's pretty good. It's just one. They were all out at once. I think it was like 10 episodes. But then there's one on Paramount Plus called Mobland or something.
yeah. It just
Yeah,
started.
with Ed Hardy. I watched that too.
yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I like it a lot.
Me too.
So
Pierce Brosnan. Well, that's what I told Justine when I watched it tonight. When's the last time you've heard Pierce Brosnan in anything like
Probably the last Bond.
new or current? You know, but it's a good one.
should be a new episode. I think they're Sundays.
Yeah, and that's the thing that sucks though, because it's a weekly release. You know, it's not like a binger. You know, so
Well, they had a new episode or new season of Reacher out, which is also on Amazon. Have you ever
Yeah.
watched Reacher?
No, you're the probably third or fourth person in the last 2 or 3 weeks who said, "Hey, you need to check that."
Yeah, it is. Like, even Janelle doesn't watch much TV, and she likes it. And I've avoided starting to watch it until
Sure.
baseball season's over because I catch a lot of West Coast baseball. But that's the thing. Like, I get home. So it's a prime example. We played Washington Tuesday night. So Tuesday night, by the time I get everything closed up and done, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think I got home till 10 that night.
The only place open is McDonald's. Haven't eaten for quite some time. Probably should just bypass it, but I'm hungry. Stop in McDonald's, go home, start eating, and I just won't feel like I need to, don't want to go to bed after eating.
Yeah.
right.
So that's where I start watching baseball, and then that's when Janelle's like, God damn it, wake up. So, but I don't know, and I don't usually, but it's that time of year. That's when I know, it started. And class this semester's had a bunch of extra shit with it. So it's group project after big group project. and then baseball, and then everything else, work. It just, yeah. But woke up glasses, sleeping on my phone, clothes I was wearing the night before, like I won't even get under covers. just not hood rat stuff, but just bumming it. And I'm okay with it. I sleep pretty good because I'm just exhausted, but
Yeah.
it's a growing problem. So, all right, we're going to take a quick pause. And thanks to our friends up there at Rugged Foot on 4th Street in Huntingburg, they're bringing you this pause.
New sponsor alert. The Rugged Foot on 4th Street in Huntingburg is the latest, and they are a good one. The Rugged Foot is a local small business that deserves our support. They carry men's and women's boots with different styles and brands for each. Right now, they have a special going on where if you purchase a pair of men's dry shod rubber boots, you get a women's pair 40% off.
All right, Brother Dave, what you got?
Well, we were out there that little trip this weekend on Kentucky Lake, and the place we were at, they had hung a swing for the grandkids there, and that must have been, I think they had a telehandler there for some construction project, and they hung it then, but it must be 30 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not the swing itself, but like the rope.
yeah, the
Like,
branch.
They're that long.
I was putting that together.
Yeah.
And they did it right. They've just got a nylon, what looks like seatbelt probably, straps up top with carabiners on there so it can be replaced. And I got thinking, man, I wonder if they got to like take that out in the winter. And I wonder who's going to shimmy up that rope. And then I got thinking back in my youth in elementary school and middle school PE, and you'd have to climb the rope and get up there and then shimmy back down. You think they still climb a rope? I feel like there's probably safety reasons for that.
Not a chance.
I wonder why there was big push.
Well, there's so many fat kids in this world now. There ain't nobody can climb the damn rope anymore.
I
don't
would
think
be
could get
interested
up
to
a
see.
rope.
Huh?
I don't think I could get up.
Not a
rope.
chance.
No chance.
I never could go. Well, I mean, obviously, you know.
I bet that you talked about like rules and issues. I bet that there is a very strong possibility that the rope climb didn't go out necessarily because all of America's obese,
We got
But-
obese because they got rid of the rope. When
Yeah,
some
that's
kid
what it
did
was.
Insurance.
but it's insurance. That's exactly right. The liability of some kid climbing up to the ceiling of a gym to then freak out because
Right?
they're up there. But you still see videos online
yeah.
every once in a while. Like, luckily the gym teacher was there to catch the kid. And it's
Yeah.
like,
You get your ass up there and you touch that red flag and you
Yeah.
get down and don't burn your hands to the meat when you're sliding down.
do you ever remember it in middle school?
Yeah.
I remember
wrestling room.
The wrestlers always
Yeah,
had to
There was one in the rest.
climb it, but yeah,
We had a big. It was
Yeah, big.
yeah.
2-inch diameter.
It was a big rope. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's not as big as I thought. Maybe it's just because I had littler hands then. But
That
in my
was
head,
that
that
thing.
stuff
And then you remember in the high school gym on the one wall where the pull
Chin-up
up
bars?
the
chin up bars.
the
there?
chin up bars.
yeah,
Or no, it wasn't in the high school gym. It was.
yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, and then next to it was the ones with the holes, and then you had the pegs.
Yeah,
They had the wooden pegs, and you had to climb like that. They had them in there too.
yeah, that's American Ninja Warrior right there.
Yeah,
I think they still do the presidential fitness thing there at the end of elementary school or whatever.
I'm gonna
Remember,
say
it used
no.
to get done. You get a letter. You get your certificate from the president of the U.S. of A. Remember that?
Knowing that the Don's big on fast food and Diet Cokes, he probably ain't worried about
Well, that's
physical
true.
fitness stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
Fitting this pizza in my mouth.
Maybe the only people that
Then he
climb
has,
ropes are those guys going to the military.
then he has the guy that's anti-vaxxer go into the role as the health administration guy, and he's talking about everybody needs to go get the measles shot.
Yeah.
What do you really need to get?
The campaign promises go out the window real quick when reality slaps you in the face. But I don't know. It would be if you've climbed a rope recently and you weren't evading arrest. Or
I'll ask
some
the
other,
kids. I'll ask the kids. I got kids in school,
There's one-
elementary, middle, and high. So
Well, and the anti-bullying stuff, which is good. I mean, kids shouldn't be mean to each other, but
Oh yeah, if I
Can
had
you-
$1 for every time somebody said, "Yeah, go ahead, fat ass, see if you can climb the rope. See how far you can make
Yeah,
it. How many
that's-
pull-ups can you do?
yeah, that's exactly it. That's,
Don't rip the ceiling down." Oh man, we're gonna need a bigger rope. Yeah, I've heard them all.
go ahead and lay down on the couch. We'll do a psychology session here
Yeah.
with you, try to get it
Go
taken
ahead.
care of.
What's this ink blot mean?
Yeah, I don't know, Dave. That's I can see you being in a state wondering if kids still climb rope in gym class, but
It was just early. I had my coffee. It was cool out. It was real like they're on the lake. Obviously, we said we're on the lake, but
yeah,
watching the fishermen. There was a bass tournament or something going on. So there's lots of bass traffic. People fishing the banks were real high up the yard.
Yeah.
They're trying to get into places they normally couldn't.
Yeah.
Well,
You would
mine
think the
wanted-
water'd be pretty chilly for
It
bass
was-
fishing.
No, they're spawning. And there's southern swing still. They're not. Kentucky Lake's probably the farthest north. But no, the dirty. Man, it was a dirty one.
Oh, yeah.
Mud bowl. Yeah.
That's a lot of it. Takes a while for that to settle
out.
down. Well, you know that from your own.
Yeah. Chocolate
You know
milk
them.
back there.
Do you think there's anything else that would be classic from the old school gym class that doesn't even get done anymore?
We used to do a lot of jump rope things, and there's a jump rope team, and all the kids would try out for this
You had a jump rope team?
competitioning. It wasn't like a school team. It was like a what do you want to
I can
call it?
remember seeing
Extracurricular.
videos of it.
That's my biggest fear, that if I was ever to make it on the Amazing Race,
Have
the
to jump
first
rope.
No, I could jump rope, but the first challenge would be
Climb a rope.
Yep. Hey, Phil, it's been great, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say this isn't gonna happen. So,
Tapping out.
yeah, that's exactly right. It is time for the three big Brados. Our buddy Brado. Brado, don't worry. It's mid-April. You got 6 weeks to go. Buddy, stay strong, okay? Hey, Brado, look at right here. Stay strong. You'll be there. You'll get to the finish line. But it's Brado's three big things, brought to you by Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
Public service announcement. If you're headed to the ball fields and they aren't utilizing Merkley burgers, don't protest or make a scene. We aren't that way. But the next time you head to the field, grab a couple of Merkley burgers from your private stock and ask the grill master to go ahead and make yours with quality burgers from Merkley & Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts.
All right, here we go for the week of April 6th. Big changes coming to the NFL. The NFL announced its latest updates to the game for the 2025 season, including kickoffs, overtime, how the ball is spotted, and instant replay. But a decision on banning the so-called tush push, made famous there in Philadelphia, has been tabled for now. All right. Would love the Dutchman's opinion on this one. Where do you guys stand on the tush push? Don't know if it's a hot take or not, but I'm out on it. I don't like it, says Brado.
Quarterback sneak. Short yardage. Really got a half yard to get to a touchdown or first down. And the line gets real tight. The quarterback lines up over center, and he just tush push. You just push the center. The quarterback does, and you try to get your.
Well, and then they run it where there's a tight end behind, or tight end, running back, fullback, right behind the quarterback that shoves his helmet into the back of the quarterback to push him across.
Yeah.
So that's
We did it big time. I mean, we'd have short down plays where they would, quarterback sneak on one. Either you're going to go the A gap or B gap or run up the center's back, and we would always go on set, just a quick count, get down and go, up tempo type shit. From a safety standpoint, I'm sure the quarterback is not.
Well, I think some of it is the lineman, because I think the blocking scheme is basically for those guys.
They're cut blocking every one of them.
Yeah.
They're just. As soon as you can stay whoever's going to stay the lowest, and you can dive into the dude's legs or cut him at the bottom and whatever. But I don't understand why Brado would be out on it, because he's we're all about getting positive yards, and if you got to do what you got to do, I mean, what are you going to do? Throw the ball on 4th and a half?
I'm not going to touch that. Not going to. Brado. 5:35 on Friday morning, Brado.
Shit, but
if you hear any of the linemen that play against the tush push or play with it, they'll tell you it's a miserable play call.
Yeah,
because it's just
So
it's
many
almost like a
opportunities.
rugby scrum where you're just it's tough. But
there's a lot of opportunities for leg injuries, obviously CTE, shit like that, concussions and stuff like that. Especially
Shoulders.
if you got a blitzing linebacker, it's like a middle linebacker coming airborne, completely vertical, laid out to just take your head clean off to where you can't get the ball over the first down the mark. But I don't know. I'm indifferent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
me too.
play. I'm not a coach, but I don't know. I'm indifferent. What about you, Dave?
Yeah, it's there's a time and a place for everything. we're obviously there to win, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So you don't want to rule anything.
Now, if
out.
you're talking about the tush push outside of the,
I was gonna say
NFL
what
game,
two folks do in their own bedroom. But
Yeah. Get out your wallets, gamers, aka nerds. Nintendo has revealed new details about the Nintendo Switch 2, the soon-to-be-released sequel to its wildly successful hybrid game console. Yes, there are lots of new features to enjoy, but the Switch 2 is also going to cost $150 more than its predecessor.
Yeah.
From Brado, kind of makes you nostalgic for some Zelda back in the day. Do the Dutchmen have any gaming consoles in their households, and do you still partake in them? Is there any age that is too old for video games?
yeah, we got Xboxes in the house there, and I don't have the patience for like today's video games. I just can't lock into one very well. Like I always want to pretend that I'm going to. I always like racing games. But then I have like the retro, like some old Super Nintendo and Sega stuff, and I can get down on some Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart.
Yeah. What about you?
Too competitive to play Mario Kart in our house. There's usually a thrown controller or some kid go crying off whenever I whip their ass, you know. But no, Max plays PS5. He's one of them Fortnite nerds with a dent in his head from his headphones and all that shit, you know.
3 years of headphone wearing religiously.
Yeah. And a warped back and all kinds of shit. But no, I don't know. I can't. No way. I was never like a huge gamer or nothing like that. I did have a Game Boy, which was kind of like the pre Nintendo Switch, but
Color or the black and white?
oh no, black and white.
That's one I had. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one, and I would take it deer hunting. I'd take it deer hunting and play it on like mute, and then I had like a little poker game. You know what I mean? When you play poker,
Yeah.
a little like a slot machine looking deal. I'd do that when I was stuff.
Remember all the Tiger games back in the day?
Oh,
yeah.
The little handheld jobbies.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have any consoles in the house. Our kids are pretty young for it. I always said for me personally that if they remade NCAA football,
They did this year, didn't
I know, and that I would buy a PS5 and play, but I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to go put. I don't know what a PS5 costs,
they?
but
$300 probably.
is that it? I thought they were more expensive than that.
No.
You'll spend $60 on the game probably, but
Yeah, but I don't have time.
that's a winter thing. Like I kind of get thinking I'm going to get into video games in the wintertime, at this time of year, not a chance.
Yeah,
Right.
but so they do. So then when it comes to, but I will say, I bought 2 retro games, like the mini Sega Genesis
Yeah.
that has Sonic on it, and then I bought a mini Nintendo one that's got the Mario Brothers on it, and I'll plug that in with an HDMI and play. Usually, like if I got a conference to go to, that's when I'll take it because I'm sitting in a hotel room,
Oh yeah.
nothing to do,
Yeah.
and I'll have some beers and just play video games that way. But we don't much. And I'll say this, like when I first, not when I first started coaching, but kind of midway point, probably 5 or 6 years ago, that's all those kids have talked about. And now
It's wild,
it's
ain't it?
changed, and they don't get on and either play as much, or they realize like people don't care to hear you talk about how cool Fortnite is.
Yeah.
But like Minecraft, which is a game in it.
Yeah.
One of the kids asked me about it. McDonald's has it on their Happy Meal stuff, and they had a
They just released a movie about it.
And like, because one of the kids was like, "Hey, coach, you play Minecraft?" And I go, "I don't even know what the hell you're talking about." So it's still there.
Chicken jockey.
It's still time there. Reclaiming their skin. I feel like he's attacking you here, Dave.
Yeah.
Tattoos aren't forever anymore, thanks to laser technology and easier access to technicians trained to remove them. But they can take years and thousands of dollars to fade. We spoke, as in where Brado gets these articles from, spoke to several people saying goodbye to their ink. Okay, coming from a guy who has never considered getting inked up, what is the thought process behind a tattoo? Has the thought ever crossed old Smoke's mind for removal or any remorse for one he has gotten?
Not ever once. I say most of my tattoos, like I got them, like I waited to get. They're expensive. You know what I mean? So I wanted it before I got it, and then I was real sure that I wanted it when I got it. Yeah, I've never once thought about ever getting rid of them. Just getting more of them. But really want that face tattoo still, but Jenna's not budging.
Yeah, face tattoos are probably where I draw the line.
That's a wild.
Face and neck tattoos.
It's a wild deal.
Those are the first identifiers for.
I don't have any tats, so I have never considered getting rid of mine. But I'd say, like, for the process of what's the process behind a tattoo? Like, some of them obviously have a lot of meaning, and other ones, what they call flash work, are just you walk in there and say, "Hey, that looks cool. I'll take it." You know what I mean? And there's absolutely no meaning behind it.
Yeah. I no tattoos here. There's only been one I've ever considered. And that would be very sentimental to do, but like I've never thought about it. Now I think it's like there's some that are done that are really cool, like some of the sleeve work guys have.
Oh yeah.
Some of the sleeve work girls have, whatever it would be. But for me, I guess I'm a big wuss. Never thought about doing it, sitting down in a chair and doing it. But I've got one that if I were to do it, that I would get. But I've just never.
Oh yeah, I've had a plan. I mean, we've talked about it before, but same thing, just a big puss. You kind of. I don't want to either spend the money or I don't want to have that elaborate of a tattoo plan of what I think I want it to look like in this whole thing.
Yeah,
and then me get in there and like be a big fat puss and not be able to take the pain and like bitch out midway. That would suck.
Some of them they do now. I think they do like the dental stuff, where like these guys that are getting massive back tat, like professional.
Oh
athletes.
yeah, hell, they put them out.
Yeah,
yeah,
which is a wild way to do. But Brado, thank you. We appreciate it, and of course we appreciate Merkley and Sons for their continued support. Get over there and see them today because it is grilling season. But it's time for us to say goodbye. But don't feel bad, because we've got some final thoughts for you before we send you on the weekend, brought to you by Jumping Jacks Entertainment.
Outdoor parties, graduation parties, and other events are upon us. Jumping Jacks Entertainment is your go-to source to take a ho-hum party to the next level. Whether you need tents, tables, chairs, or a bounce house, Jumping Jacks has you covered. Simple process. Head to their website, jumpingjacksentertainment.com, and see everything they got. You won't be disappointed.
Brother Dave, what say you?
Weather's nice. Get outside, enjoy the family, do the things. It's busy, busy, busy. So enjoy the downtime when you can, and keep on wondering.
Big fella.
I'm going to have to go buy a weed eater.
You don't have one?
No, I'm going to have to. Mine finally blew up and took a dump. And then I tried to salvage one from my grandpa that he had left behind, but I'm going to have to just finally go get one.
Who has plenty of weed eaters?
Hopf Outdoor Power, baby. Ask a pro, buy an Echo. So I'm going to probably rip over there one day this week and get me a weed eater because I need to start. I'm gonna keep tabs on it this year. I got some tree limbs and shit to pick up, but take some time to put some hard work, some sweat equity into your property, if you can, because it's nice to have things that look nice. And being in a place where I was at this weekend, I thought, man, they don't even hardly live down here this much, and this place is pretty nice. So
yeah, they probably write a check for somebody to do it.
Well, and maybe they do, but I don't know. I want to try to spruce things up around the house.
I would say if you were there on a Monday, there's a lot of mowing and landscaping companies that roll in. And
we've seen a shit ton of them over the weekend on several places up
do
there.
what they need to do.
Imagine that, but keep your stick on the ice. Get outside.
There we go. Big thank you to the Gaslight, Hopf Outdoor Power, Rugged Foot, Merkley and Sons, and of course Jumping Jacks Entertainment. Appreciate what they do for us this month of April. Happy Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it. We're over halfway through April at this point. So we're running downhill here in 2025. Set some things that you want to do for the summer, because it'll be upon us quick, but also get outside, enjoy the good weather, play a little golf, go fishing, spend that family time, because it's a good time to do it, because they'll be out of school, and then you'll be in the hustle and bustle of camps and day camps and all that good stuff. But absolutely, I love fall, big fall guy. But also this time of spring where it's not too hot yet, You can be out there on a nice evening. Can't beat it. So do what you need to do for your mental health. Get outside, get grounded.
Bingo.
Fellas?
Dutchman out.